Mic test 1 2 3 4. Welcome to the 2CC workshop Valorant map analysis hosted by the Tag Club. I'm your host Sanchit and I welcome you all to the workshop. Today we'll start. Today we'll go on the map analysis of the Ascent on the game Valorant. First, we'll show you how to clear the angles while executing the game in the attacker side, and we'll go for the callouts too. Starting with, I'm showing you the Euro is gonna clear the angles, and we are going with the callouts with that. Start. This the area where Euro is right now. This is B main. We have to slowly clear this area because the defenders may be peeking this. Don't forget to check the back of the area. This is the mid market area where the Sage got killed. Check the area, clear the angles. The switch guy, the woods. There must be somebody on the stairs too. Keep an eye on the stairs one. CT, stairs, CD spawn. Double box, triple box, double boxes, backside, the boathouse. This is the default planting spot. Here you have to plant like almost every time. And this is a very common area to plant because it's easy to hold. Now going on the mid area. This is the B lobby. Mid link. Catwalk. Mid. Market. Check the cubbies. There always must be someone hiding there. This is the garden area. Over the wall. Generator. Double green boxes. Heaven. This is hell. And here we connected to the CT side. That's all the callouts for the Ascent map. Now we'll go over the agent composition test for the Ascent map. First I will give you the overview of the Ascent map because the Ascent, you can see the mid area is a too big area. So it is very important to claim that. It is a defender sided map. So best agent composition for this map should be Reyna for the flash entry, Jet or you can take Euro even for the lurking, and KJ as a sentinel, Omen as a smoke, or you can take the Astra too, because that's also very good on this map. And then we'll go on the last agent. That's a pretty confusing one. You can take Sage, but that's not a very good option because every time I have seen that Sage is wall mid, and that's denied them their team the mid control. That's a very bad position to hold by a Sage. Instead of Sage, you can take Sage, but if you don't want Sage, you can take Sova or Viper too. It can be an initiator or double controller team. That will be also helpful for the agent composition. Now we'll go over the how to take over the attacker rollouts. How to attack on the
Your
side.
duty is not over.
30 seconds left.
Your duty is not over.
Switch teams, guys. Go on attacking. Yeah, come. Now Manav, Adarsh, and Darsh will show you how to attack on the B side. The main performance default.
Anyone gonna get the spike?
One should be holding the B lobby for the B-ler, A lobby for the A-ler, and 3 people mid. This is the default setup for the attacking. Always play this map as a split. But when you are going to rush, there should be one person holding mid, one person holding the flank, and 3 person rushing the side. We'll start with the mid pick push. Just smoke over this area, the catwalk. This will easily give you the access to the whole mid area. Just you have to contest this mid area, and your whole mid is yours. The map control, this mid control is the best game-changing control in the game. Now, after clearing every angle, we can push over the CT, but we have to stop here. Now we have to decide, we have to fall back because your lurkers are there on the A and B, and you don't even have, may not be having the spike with you. Now you have to call for the where you have to execute. Where you get the pick, you should execute there also. But it depends on the situation. Now from here you can go on the back side of the A, or you can execute B and go fall back and go from the cat to A. There's so many options because this map is so many options. It's very difficult for the defenders to defend sometimes.
When you're pushing mid, it depends on where you got the pick. If you got the pick in market, there'll be more people on A. So then you have to wall over here to stop the rotation from mid, or if you have already gotten side control from main,
you can wall over. Then if the side control is yours,
and
then you
if
have to just start and hold the
if you got it back over here, back over here, you can wall market over here so that you won't get shot from behind, and we can push with a flash. We can push CT and try to go to. But it's not recommended as you can be peaked from both angles, from A heaven and B seat.
And you should not go for the same default for every round. You have to mix and match everything because it's gonna be easily predictable for the enemy team.
Okay, another thing is the second you get a pick at somebody, people will rotate. So suppose I got a pick at like what do you say, catwalk, right? Somebody from like let's say somebody from heaven might rotate down.
Here. Probably somebody from BCT side, they might rotate.
They start rotating. There you can take a pick if you have a mid control. But that's too risky.
The thing you should never do while pushing mid is you have to stay together as a team, because as you can see, if you have gained control of mid, you can be shot from B main if nobody is watching, to be shot from mid, from catwalk, from a top mid. So there are so many angles that you only have 2 smokes per controller, except Crimson has 3, but you have to save some of the smokes to execute on a side. To basically smoke out key angles so that the enemy doesn't kill you instantly. So
okay, so now we'll show you how to rush.
And
We'll show you a
change
rush.
it for the Omen for the next round, and we will show it by the smokes execution.
Okay, Omen for the smokes, huh?
Yeah.
30 seconds left.
Okay.
Thrifty.
Omen. Yeah. Okay. We
Yep.
have Viper 2 now.
Okay, so like the default push when you push a site, you want to cover off market and CT.
Yeah.
This is where we win.
First, so what a wrong smoke looks like.
That's
A wrong smoke in market.
No, wrong smoke in the market.
Wrong smoking.
Yeah.
Yeah, wrong
The
smoke.
smoke
So basically,
which is,
this is what a
hanging
wrong
over.
smoke would look like. Like half of this is like open, so you might get picked off from the mid.
And another kind of a wrong smoke.
It makes sense because for you when you're pushing beam and you'll be like, this angle is smoked. But the problem, can you smoke it again?
Yep.
But the problem this creates is that this gives him a lot of space to maneuver over here in the smoke.
Yeah.
The thing is, you're giving them, it was this small of a doorway first, now you're making it this big of a doorway so they can jump down to log.
And they can be unpredictable in the smoke. You don't know anything about in the smoke because you are also smoked off as a for that angle. You don't know anything about them there where they are. You can think they will not push it, but they can push any time. So this is a very wrong smoke. The smoke should be like that. There should not be any gap away of the smoke after the mid market. No gap.
Can you show the correct smoke, Dash?
Okay.
ideally you have to wait. You should push as soon as the smokes pop.
Yeah.
So as right now you should not be peeking. Only after this
little
sound
bit
you
more.
should be
That's
peeking.
little bit more.
Bit more inside. This still gives them a bigger area to peek from.
Oh, okay. You needed a
Right,
little bit more on
yeah.
the inside.
On
We
the,
want
on
the edge of the
on
smoke
gate,
on the door.
gate. The line should
You want
be
the
on
edge of the
gate.
smoke on the door.
Oh wait. Damn it! I'm misclicking. Why? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
As
this
you
is the-
see, this is a much better smoke because you guys don't have to hold this entire balcony area. All you need to do is hold the door, and when they push,
they
when
don't
they
know
push from
anything about
market,
the site, but you
see,
know.
they will. Yeah, they will have a 50-50 angle to either choose from here, or B main, or market, or stairs. So they don't have no idea from where the enemy will be. So it gives them a very huge advantage to the attackers.
Exactly. You don't give them wiggle room around the corners in the around the peeking corners. For
So-
example, if the smoke is like this way, I could be either behind this wall or right in front of it.
You can be camping in this with a short range weapon, and as soon as they
Yeah.
push, you can bomb them. This is
Yeah,
really
exactly. Like I could be here or behind the wall itself. So instead, the smoke should go a little bit this way. Now I don't have a choice to go outside and camp.
The problem is when you can you rate me. Problem is when you push this, you don't know if you have to aim here, or stairs, or market.
don't know anything. You don't have any idea,
Yep.
right? Unless and
Okay.
until you are
Again.
a SOVA and you are
That's
very
the way.
fast.
Yeah, wrong smoke. Okay.
Yeah. Now over here you can push like this, and this will you have got cover from the smoke from side, so you can the angle of the angles for the defenders have been reduced. The name of the game in map Ascent is map control, because because mid is so big, it takes a lot of time for the players to rotate, and even when people are rotating, it gives them there might be attackers who are holding mid, and thus they might pick the defenders off one by one. So basically, you have to stick together as a team while retaking, and stick together as a team while attacking. Basically, to make sure that there's always somebody to trade you, and you have sentinels like Killjoy and Cypher you can rely on flank with.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we'll show you the full execute in the smooth motion.
Okay.
We just I will change agents so we have undo this. I changed agent. Yeah.
30 seconds
Change
left.
agent,
Thrifty.
I'll be showing you how it looks on the defender side.
Show them how to hold the flank.
Yeah.
I switch my agent.
30 seconds left. Thrifty.
So right now in the buy phase, you got 30 seconds to set up. So one thing you can do is either on defender skill, if you're pushing B mid, you can place a turret over here like this. This will watch mid push,
Walk the
and so
mid
that
flank, backside flank.
and also back, so this will help your teammates push to B main. But and the advantage of this is that you can be planting on B side and the turret won't go out of range. That's why people use this turret instead of placing something like this. And we start the round.
Yeah, guys, let's show them how to execute the fight.
So first thing that goes up are the smokes. So like Omen smoked off CT. Now we just have to contest this one angle, B main. We clear it out. CT market smoke for us. Check CT. CT is clear. And we take side control.
What we want to do is try and come over here. The duelist should push over here and try and close this door. This will reduce the amount of angles, and you'll get info if enemy is trying to push through mid to the market. And
Yeah, and if you close the door while the smoke is on, you have another strategic advantage that they already are behind it, so they're effectively locked and they can't push through and break the door if they don't want to be seen.
Yeah. If they break the door,
And
you got
the-
the information they are there. Easy.
so I'll plant on the default position.
Yeah.
which is over here.
Yeah.
Okay, so the thing I put the spike with, it takes 45 seconds exactly to blow up. So you can count that time and then play out your burst plan to that. So the most common angles to hold when you're defending, right? Okay, so if you're spectating,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Common angles are one backside you hold here. You can watch lane with this, and you can switch to stairs. Another one is over here, where you have lane control, but this is bad because you can get wall bang from all side. And the last is somewhere either
That
here
is the worst spot.
or over here.
Yeah, this spot is
not
basically
recommended
hated by all players.
because you can wall bang right here through this loop.
Yeah, and if somebody has good aim, they will be able to get you from there.
Oh man.
Last
Oh my
player
God.
standing.
If order is one.
Last player standing. Last player standing.
Wait, what happened? Like,
Auto
Yeah,
respawn was on, bomb was killing you, and you got respawn and killing.
Okay,
respawn.
now we're gonna show
okay, auto respawn off for now.
mid execute. So over at mid execute, you can play Killjoy a bit aggressively. You can come over here, jump, and place a turret over here. This will push enemies who are pushed mid and a shot or tree room back. So that you
While
So
the smoke
while
goes
Killjoy
on,
is
the
putting that,
KJ
we need a
turret can
Omen
see
to
that.
smoke the entrance of mid, and the other person should clear out the, what do you say, catwalk area. Otherwise, your
Okay.
Killjoy will be traded for
you have
free.
to be careful while putting the Omen smokes because there is a small gap right here.
This gap.
And this can ruin your entire push by one person holding over here.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you can also
So,
smoke the marketplace. Market.
Yeah. So the ideal smoke from pushing would be right here where I place my swarm nade. So this helps. It also gives you the attacker a bit more space so that you can come here, take mid control, and it helps and also fully blocks the vision for the defenders.
They don't know
Towards
anything
mid.
about what's happening in the mid because they lost the mid control. The game is gone.
And they have to push to the smoke to get any info, and thus they have gotten this angle to check and this angle to check, which increases the number of angles.
Okay, we'll show you the full execute again in one smooth motion.
Yes.
Okay.
Recalling my bot.
3, 2, 1, go.
Go.
Oh wait, I put it for going through cat 2A.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what you're doing.
But the still there is a gap. You can
this
put
gap
it
is
away.
like
There's
difficult
no
to get.
bad smoke in this. That you can
Yeah.
put it more in front. Because there's no
Yeah.
lot of gap here. You will not push if the smoke is
Yeah.
like that.
So what I also do while pushing is put an alarm bot right here because if I push A, my turret will go out of range. So I recall my turret and then I push A. And then I come towards A main.
You have
and
to
place
clear
my
the
turret
angles,
over
all the
here
angles
for
is shown
flank.
you with the sage. You have to clear all the angles. There's too many angles
Yep.
where the player can hold. That's why we shown you
Yeah,
all
going
the
from
angles
cat
where
2A, you
one
have
can
so
hold.
many angles you have to check.
The sights on the Ascent is like the having the most of the angles in the whole game.
So I ideally what we do is use one Omen smoke at mid and we use a jet or cypher smoke over here which will help us cross towards A side. And then we come here, close the door when all the teammates are inside. And there should already be a Omen smoke, right? There should already be a Omen smoke right over here in the middle. Basically, it should be a curve like this. Basically, the center should be on this line right here. What this does is, it creates no place in which the person is hidden behind the smoke. Can you demonstrate the smoke?
Yeah, exactly on that nano smoke.
Center of the line, yes.
Yep.
Yeah,
As you see, nobody can hide behind the smoke. There's no area, so even if they're hidden, try to hide over here, they can be seen from A main. And this
And
gives
if they try to hide like underneath, they're just going to be blinded and their legs will be visible, so you can be shot.
and also you
and
can
nano
do
smoke.
as Killjoys. You can throw right click on nanoswarm in here,
Dominate.
and when you activate this, all the people in heaven who try to push will get damaged.
And you cannot break this at all. There's no
Yeah,
way
you can't break this. Yes.
Now,
Now we show them lights for A side.
here's that line of
I don't-
Oh, we show them the default
Execute.
plant.
A side
We show them
execute
execute.
first.
oh my god, we show them the two default plants. One over here and one over here.
There are
Show
two
the A side
defaults.
execute
Okay.
first.
There's
don't
one.
run, don't run.
Yeah.
Just show them the
Yeah, one
execute
plant
button.
will be here,
Execute
and another one is usually here or in this corner.
this
When you
corner is
plant
bad.
here,
This
you
corner
are
is
safe
bad, you
from
should
heaven,
be-
and you only have this A main to look at. So you can hold the spike just from A main.
Okay, now let's
Yeah.
show them the
We
execute.
should.
Open the
We
gate.
should
Open the
aim
gate.
in execute.
Open the gate first.
Yep. Yeah.
Open ready with the blind for the generator. After smoking.
Okay.
Okay,
Alright.
so
The wall starts right over
first
here.
thing that goes is we have to spectate me.
Yeah.
Because the problem is people hold
So
this angle right here. As you can see, Jet peek me. Over here we got the advantage. We got an advantage because we already aren't moving and they have to counter strafe to adjust because they're able to shoot at us.
But there is a peaker advantage thing also in the game because of the internet thing. There's always a peaker
The Peeker's advantage is basically that since you got the element of surprise, the enemy doesn't know at what moment are you going to peek. So
You can
the thing is that even though defender is ready for somebody to peek, you can come a bit early than their timing or their head clock. That creates a peeker.
peaker advantage. The peaker's
And
advantage
once
is
we
the thing
clear this
you
angle, we
you
go
see
for
them
the
first,
smokes,
they
the
will see
omen
them, you
smokes.
plan.
Right.
Usually the default smokes is one in
Here.
trees
One
area and one heaven.
heaven.
Yeah. One tree and one heaven. The heaven one is usually over here. A little. It's
There is
usually
a
above.
another smoke. There's another smoke there.
So first
And the blind-
first
and the
smoke
blind-
comes here.
blind for the
You
generator.
missed your smoke.
I missed the smoke.
Oh wait. Oh wait,
Smoke is
it
good,
was
but
supposed
you
to be a little
missed
bit
the
more
red
ahead,
button.
like misclicking a lot.
Try and smoke it again.
That's smoke it.
Yeah, I'm like misclicking a lot today.
After smoking this, get out your
Yes.
take out your
Once we go
paranoia
smooth
and
it, we
blind
come
the
here,
generator.
we just throw jet smoke heaven to clear while we wait for the omen smoke.
We
Then-
close the door.
Then we just
Wait for
clear
the
the
door
side
to
a bit.
close, because people might push the smoke. And
Yeah.
after the door is closed, you can go and push side and run.
Yeah.
Now you have to hold it.
While the door is closing, one or two people can push on the side and just clear the close angles, like behind this box or behind this box.
You should always try and wall bang these positions. With medium and high penetration guns, you can wall bang these two positions. You should always do that. And when you get planted for default, which is right here.
Yeah, this is the
The
remote blind,
two
don't
most
plant
plants
those.
are one over here and one over here.
Over here.
Yeah. Can you
I-
show me the
ideally-
swarm? Can you show the swarm grenade lineup?
Yes, the ideal position should be over here, over dice, because the problem when you peek A main, basically try and play post plant. You don't have to push fully to expose yourself from A heaven. So dice is better because you can just jiggle peek over here, over at A main, and does not expose the person who probably is playing over here, because defender would always play over here because they've got cover. Since they all, if they're bad for a bad player of topper, if they miss a shot, they have to go behind cover to defend themselves.
Yeah, and this wall that they're taking for cover, it is wall bangable. So if you're able to guess their position right, you might be able to get some wall bang damage and probably help your teammates out.
While you're pushing, while you are with smoke, you should always spam the smoke with the enemy.
The smabs are smoke only if you have a phantom. Don't use the vandal because vandal has bullet tracers through smokes and they can counter spam you. Whereas a phantom doesn't really give any bullet traces and they don't know where you
Now
are.
we are showing you the swarm grenades lineup.
These lineups are very situational because so suppose you want to clear this angle or if you just settle like this because initially people won't give you that much time to play the lineup, so it's very situational. You have to
Yeah,
See-
don't
see your
always go for the
opponent's
lineup.
situation
Don't
now.
like this plant and go for the lineup. It's not like that.
Unlike Viper, right? Because her mollies activate instantly. You already should have one bomb on the position you have planted on, because by the time you're rotating and setting up your lineup, maybe somebody's already coming and defusing it. And activate that. You deny the defute.
Now can you show full execute of the A roller?
Yeah, okay.
Like with the KJ, if you have a KJ ultimate, just go B. Don't even bother taking the A side. That's the very bad ultimate here.
Okay. In 5, 4. Recall it already. Yes, we
Boss
reset
coming
it.
back.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Clear this angle. He blinds in. I dash up. Just clear this angle. Clear heaven. Put a temporary smoke so that other people can enter the site. Clear up heaven, and then while we're all clearing, the other guy plants. That's it.
It's an easy game.
That's the easiest thing. Then you just get into off angles and good for post plant and play it.
You have 45 seconds to play. You just need to give take
Just need
them,
to
take them to slow.
never go on a manhunt. Never go on a manhunt. You can lose the matches easily. Play time. It's the easiest thing to do.
Because the pressure is on them to defuse right now. Right? They have to come to you.
A well executed push can take all the pressure off of you and just put it onto the defenders.
Yeah. And one more thing. Only fall back from the spike when it starts beeping at this speed.
You kinda died. There's a trick in Valorant. If you don't hold shift and move, you'll see there's a ring around
Yeah,
you.
you have you
Winning
can see
map
a
anymore.
ring in the map.
And that's the exact radius of the bomb. The
If you see
explosion.
the ring and you see that your ring is on the bomb, then you're gonna die. Just
Yes,
move.
if the bomb is inside the ring, if the center of the bomb is inside the ring, you're going to die. So try and get yourself out of range, which is down to this point. Over here, you'll be
Fine.
And of course, like how far the explosion will go depends on where you plant it. So if you plant it like in front of the Jenny, like last time we did it, the explosion goes up till here. So you have to just clear this sewer cap.
Okay, now we'll
let's go
move on
for
to how to
defensive
defend
side.
against pushes.
Yeah. How to defend. We'll show you how to attack perfectly. Now how to defend these forward and
first we're going to show them two lineups
Yeah.
for A site.
Yes.
Basically, there's 1 for dices. Aim your crosshair at the spike closest to the cloud, and we have to do a normal
Placing
left
swarm
click
grenade.
flip, and this will make your swarm grenade run right here
Swarm grenade.
and deny the person diffusing. There's also another lineup for generator in which you have to come over here, aim your bottom HUD line right over here, the bottom left line below your shield, your 50 HP. Right?
Can you show it with
That
an
will look-
operator? Can you show it with an operator?
Yes. Oh, right over here, you have to aim your bottom line just like this. Right. And you need to
Placing
left
swarm
click
grenade.
through. No jumping, no required. This is the simplest lineup you can do.
Swarm
It
grenade.
will deny the diffuse if the bomb is planted deeper or in front of generator.
And you can learn any lineups. You have Sova, you have Brim Mollies, you have KJ lineups, you have
Yeah.
Viper lineups. The thing is,
I can
there's
show
no
I can
cap
show
for the lineup.
a Sova which is helpful when you're trying to push A side and want to distract the guy who is speaking over here.
We can
Okay,
show
so-
you, but we don't have much time.
Should we show
for-
them?
Minute act, minute.
we need-
Should I show
You
them?
can just check it on any YouTube channel. There's a lot of lineups everywhere.
I recommend the channel called
But it's highly situational what you want to do.
Yeah. You don't need to go
Like
on
you
the
land
lineups every time.
you
just
land the
play
dart
game.
here, so it will distract the guy who is speaking A main, and so you can have another advantage over him.
Let's go to the defending side. Switch sides, please.
Okay, now we'll switch teams and then KJ and Noman will be pushing and I'll be defending.
Oh, okay. It's just
Omen KJ must be pushing like the same they push. Like this.
Okay.
Wait.
Yeah, sure.
Give a counter when you push me. And spectate me.
He just reset the round
3,
without all the
2,
equipment.
1, countdown breaks.
Like what I did there was right. What my mistake was, I peeked out too wide and I crouched.
Yeah.
What I did when I crouched was limited my movement. Like didn't dash back or do anything. I just died for free there. Instead, what I should have done is
Go there.
I should have jigged. Okay, go back. In.
Jiggled it out because this box is not penetrable. Not that way. Now,
Please stop.
can you please stop it?
Yeah.
Let's
See, this becomes.
What I should do is I should jiggle. Once they peek out wide, I can't repick that angle. That's just me asking to
And
die.
it's
So
a
I
jet.
jiggle the other
Jet
angle.
is not a-
Remaining.
a jet can
One
carry
enemy
the
Another thing
remaining.
you can do
with
is
the dash.
because you'll be two people on a site, right? You can ask a player to
You can ask the other guy who's like
Here.
heaven or
give
who's
her the position because then the entire team will be focused on killing the player at ISIS or green box. The person can peek them when their attention is diverted towards
And
the
when their attention is diverted, you can reposition by using your updraft and dash towards the heaven. You can easily heaven god to heaven or generator anywhere you want. Just reposition. If you're playing jet or anything, just reposition anytime.
Okay, we'll redo the execute again and show you the defense. Okay, since we cleared out the dice angle, I'll show you the Jenny angle.
Yeah.
Come fast. Start.
Cover going out.
Clearing the angle. I will get
Blind. So I smoke myself off. Fall back. Take another fight. And then hit.
and then die. You need a teammate. You cannot defend
You need a
one
teammate, yeah,
person
this
against
is
the two.
hard to shot.
You cannot shoot.
Yeah, most of the time during round start, you will have at least one
You'll
other
have
guy.
another teammate which
Here.
is heaven or like trees or something. So while they're shooting me, the other guy can just peek out from the other angle and get the trade.
Basically, you have to create space for your teammate. Doesn't matter the team with game. You have to play for your teammates and for the objective of winning the game. Never try and just get killed.
No, just flexing.
Yeah.
That's just bad.
Yep.
Okay, now the same thing.
Now
They show the mid execute where I'll be holding
the catwalk.
catwalk with an op.
Made execute. Somebody, one person, the default I
Okay.
showed you, the default is the 1 B main, 1 A main for attackers, 2 mid links and 1 mid top. Now,
One more thing. On Ascent, an operator is essential.
yeah.
This is the map where operator shines the most. Holding from market and holding from catwalk. They're the best. It's the best gun on this map by far.
If you have a jet,
Okay,
you
so we
should
start.
learn the operator, man. This is must.
Any duelist actually, even Reyna. You can use
Reina
an
can
op. Just dismiss him.
but Jet has a free card. Even if she cannot kill anybody, she can move in the cover easy. Now
Yeah,
start,
okay,
start the mid.
You're
push.
playing jet.
Yeah, with an operator. Start it.
Yeah, okay. Do the countdown for yours. I think 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Start.
One enemy remaining.
So I got that pick and I dashed back immediately. Because I know somebody else might peek, and if I re-peek an angle, they'll be ready for me and I'll die instantly.
Or they can.
So what you do? You just get a pick, dash, smoke yourself off, then reposition to like freeze.
One thing. you
So
can do
that way
as-
when they push, you get another free pick.
Remaining.
Yeah, and as attackers, what you can do is either smoke that angle or throw a molly, like so. Basically,
Swarm
Again,
grenade
so you-
out.
if-
Gives-
if you-
reduce
you
the-
have to see
reduce the
economy.
space.
You have to see the economy. If you feel that there are more than 5,000 credits on the other team, then just take it. They have an op. Because this map must have an op. Opponent will defenders will always take an op. And the offer must be kind of for the first time. There will be mid catwalks and the mid link. They can be ready for the mid links. You have to smoke it off. Or you can use an KJ turret over that place.
yeah,
That
we
is
can
what-
also
Yeah,
use
the
the
okay.
like this.
Play the KJ turret. I'll re-pick again. It's play the power of the KJ turret. Like say you want to.
One enemy remaining.
If I miss my dash, I'm getting slowed down by the turret, so I can't. If I don't have my dash, I'm basically dead. Since my movement is so slow. That's the reason when you let somebody when the KJ puts his turret, somebody
Here.
else speaks, and that KJ will slow them down while they try to fall back.
So
that
that's
way you
an
can
easy trade.
refrag
And
your
trade
teammate.
always trade is beneficial for the attacker sided because defenders have to be outnumbered. They can execute together, but defenders should be on the different spaces. So trade is always for the attacker sided.
I'm going to show you
But
two
yeah.
places, two attacker spots where you can apply a killjoy ult. Basically, give yourself free side control.
Yeah, best KJ
One be over here. Since they are pretty, if they don't have an Odin, you can place one right here. This covers all the way to backside. Nobody's gonna escape. The entire site will be cleared. There's
Just
no
you
escape
don't
from
have
it.
to be thinking somebody will be on the side if the timers run out.
Yeah, if the timers
Just
are
got
and
the
they said
perfect
nobody's detained,
situation.
there's nobody's detained, then we on site. If they have an Odin and the ult is getting spammed, you can place one on top of these crates right here.
Initiated.
Even this, what it does is it gets deeper control in market and deeper control CT, but avoids the place over here in backside. So what normally people do is during attack when the timer is at exactly 3 seconds and try and dash and try and kill the person who's obviously going to be in that area. If they don't want to be.
They cannot be anywhere else. They should be on the back of the bomb side. Safe from that to turret. Praying for their safety.
Yes, and there's two spots again on here. In A, you can place one over here,
Initiated.
one over here. Just placement is the same, but you prefer to put the person on the right, the one on the right, because it gets more of sight and more of heaven.
For this ult, like the normal camping spots and hell is half of hell is also like safe. So it's not exactly like advisable to use it.
Advisable to
every
use
time.
your KJ ult on A, but if you have to execute A and you have ult, you have to support your team. You can do it. But the most of the
Another
time you
lineup.
should go for the B side if you have to
And
KJ.
then another line, if you stand in this corner, you put your your E ability or your turret right on top of this. Should left right in this line. Aim over here. Put your F right on that line.
Placing
And-
swarm grenade.
Is the anti-KJ.
Bomb grenade out.
That'll break the KJ turret or ultimate.
Here.
Now I'll show you guys one of the most useful pushes while as on pistol round. So let's say I have no shield.
Yeah.
Pistol round, the best buy is one frenzy, a smoke, and a updraft. So what you do is you peek or clear at this angle. Once you clear it out and you roam and smoke
Here.
heaven and this, throw a smoke here, dash into it, and then you can clear out back gym like this for free. You don't have to worry about
Here.
anybody from trees because your teammates will refrag, and you can clear out the backside for them.
As a duelist, you
Unable
just
to
need
counter
to give your
situation.
team the space. Your task is
Yeah.
to give your team the space.
Thing is, your duelist, your abilities are really only for yourself. You don't really play with the team with your abilities. With a few exceptions like Reina's flashes and Jet smokes. Otherwise, all the other abilities are basically for self-preservation. So even
Very
if the
defending.
duelist dies, it doesn't really matter. His or her goal is to play very aggressive and get the space he wants. Because if your Omen dies, if your Omen pushes in first and he dies, you have no smokes to retake or re-advance to a different side or rotate.
So don't be that toxic. Our duelist is so shit.
Yeah.
You don't tag and all. He's giving you the space. That's cool. That's all needed.
I want to show you guys another Killjoy ult spot, which is in this corner right here. So you place it down here on top of the box. Just really when you place it, it denies the entire of A side along with people right here through A main. The only spot safe is over here at Wines, and I'm gonna show you a lineup, Killjoy Molly lineup, which will
Kill the
basically
wine
ruin the spot for them. So you stand in this corner right here. You see these leaves above the tree trunk. There's a huge gap. But aim on the left of these two leaves to a normal
Placing
left
swamp
click throw.
grenade.
Just go right in the middle of it
Swamp grenade.
and deny any person who's standing, even if they're stood on top of this box right here.
But if they are not
Show both them in a combo.
Yeah,
The
it's a
timing is-
combo. It's a
Yeah,
timing
so-
combo.
Yeah. So basically, you go over here. Place the ult.
Initiated.
Wait for a few seconds. If the wall is broken, not broken, you can just come easily line yourself away and throw
Placing
right
swamp
now.
grenade.
3 seconds. When
Placing
it's
swamp
just
grenade.
stick it to 3 seconds. And
Swamp grenade out.
done.
Swamp grenade out.
If they
This
push,
Should have thrown it a bit earlier. Should throw it a bit early because I
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, just
it's like they will
Did
take
it
the
go
damage if
like
they are
3.5
I throw
Placing
it right
swamp
now at
grenade.
7 seconds. So by the time lands,
Swamp grenade out.
activated. So either they have to die in the molly
That's-
or they
Oh.
get detained outside the molly. So it's easy for you to push because you know this will be covered because the turret, the ult covers the area till here. So the attackers has to come all the way here to peek by the time you already killed the person.
if they're in hell or heaven or something, just forget it. Like they can just forget hopes of being safe.
Yes.
you're just
There's
going
another
for
ult you can do as in B side retake. You come over here. Either you put it in this spot right over here, in this corner. This leaves backside alone, but gives you the security that nobody will come and break your ult. Otherwise, if you have got Omen and smoked off these two angles, you come and place it right behind this board,
Initiated.
anywhere around the board. This will cover the entire our backside. Problem is, we place it behind the board and not in, near the wall because
they can wall bang.
people can wall bank our ninja.
Got them all.
This will detain the entire team who is on site.
And if you have a combo like a Brim ultimate is also there or a Molly and anything else, you can just Molly out the back of the area of the boathouse and then they're gone. The side is yours again.
It's a very team-based game. Even if one of your team players are not doing well, it's very hard to win. So basically, you have to create situations. Doesn't matter if you're gonna say your ultimate's going to. If it wins you the round, it wins you the round. Doesn't matter how much it will bring.
It's like CS:GO. You don't have to be a good player.
Placing
You have to
swamp
be a good
grenade.
teammate.
Exactly.
Swamp grenade out.
Show it again, please.
Yeah. You go and stand on top of this fishery hut. Skip the first spike. Aim at the second spike on top and do a
Placing
normal
swamp
left click
grenade.
through. This should go and land right over here in position. Another lineup you can do is you stand in this corner right here and peek till you lamppost is with
Placing swamp grenade.
aim right in that
Placing
corner.
swamp grenade.
This should bounce. This should go back
Swamp
and
grenade
clear the
out.
back of B side, so that you can come over here, push on side without the fear of somebody peeking over back side.
Okay, I'll show you one more powerful jet push onto A side or B side. So, okay, respected me, no?
Yeah, yes, everything.
So after this angle and this angle, it's smoked up by a Roman. Updraft here, dash onto the roof, and you can enter side. You can clear out this angle for free. Because you'll be moving so fast, they can't track you with the aim. You land first, and you get the higher first shot accuracy, and then you can get the free kill.
Don't start
and your
shooting
teammates
while
can
you are
push
in
in.
air. That will just get you off. Then you're just always think of your accuracy of the gun. You need to get the
The
first
same thing can be
accuracy.
done in reverse as well. Like suppose if I want to defend against them, preference can push. I can updraft here, dash here. I can catch on the people who are going lane
Enemy
for free.
remaining.
But
Just
that's provided you don't get spammed through the wall, which many high elo players do.
One enemy remaining.
Should we get started with the pro match analysis?
Pro match
Yeah,
analysis,
yeah.
where you should be listed.
Pro match, okay.
Let's come on the Discord, guys. Come on the Discord.
Okay.
Now I'll be showing you a pro match, Fnatic match, where they just ruined the life of the Liquid's team. Liquid's team is the unbeatable team on the Ascent map by this map. And then just see how diplomatically, how better team composition and how a team composition can ruin the other team's hope of winning.
We
the
are
game.
getting into a
This is the pistol round.
Can you pause this for a second? If you want statistics,
Wait a second, the
number
volume is very
liquid
low.
is-
Wait. Let me increase the volume of you all. Speak now.
Yeah, if you want statistics, Liquid is a EU team, which has a 71% win rate overall, and is currently the second best team in the EU region. And their map of the Ascent win rate is at a whopping 56.8% on defense and 59.2% on attack, compared to a team like Fnatic.
Yeah.
Compared to a team like Fnatic, who are also who's currently the number one team in Europe,
Yes.
and have a 79% win rate. They have a win rate of 53.4% on
Attacking on
defense and 55.9% win rate on attacking. So that's considerably lower. That's like 3% lower compared to Liquid.
And
when
don't
when
think
it
it's
comes
the 3% is very less, because they played more than 2,000, 3,000 matches there. This percentage is by their matches, this much matches.
Yes.
That means just the Liquid is too much better over the Fnatic on this map. But still, the Fanatics will ruin the Liquid's game here. Just see how it happens. The first thing is the default setup. One person holding the B main, one person holding the mid top, one person on the A lane, and two persons will be pushing from the mid link. And then just watch
Ascent.
this.
It could be our final map.
The scream just rushes in. The thing is, this will look stupid, but this is the best you can do. This the team is good, the Fnatic is good, but if there is somebody else there, that will be getting the 2 picks very easily. Just one match before this strategy worked very good, and the person will get 4k by that, because they don't expect anything like the push in the mid area. Because who can expect a push can be there in the mid lane in the start of the match? This is what happened.
It's a very good way to catch up on
aggressive
top
from
guard.
screen. I feel like we call that one the Chihuahua. The instant dash down mid. He was attempting that versus a few different teams, and to be honest, that was
Since
about as
Liquid has
successful as
already
his
gotten a
was.
pick, Fnatic has already gotten a pick. The Liquid is
Fnatic got a
trying-
pick at the
trying to back
middle.
a-
So
Yeah,
think
so now
the
Liquid is trying to
2 person must
back
be on the A, 2 person must be on the B, and one was on the mid. If the mid is empty,
basic-
somebody must be on the mid now, and now you can
So
easily
basically what is
execute.
happening is, basically what is happening is, people who are playing short and A main are now pushed back to A side to defend their positions, while the person from B is rotating from B main to try and catch them off guard, while the person at mid on the defender side is Mystic on Omen, sorry, Champion Omen, who normally plays a duelist, is trying to rotate also by smoking middle and trying to rotate towards A side.
Yeah. The thing is, the Fnatic got a pick on the pistol round, and then they are just gonna storm out the side, because this is a pistol round. The aggression wins here.
Yeah, well, Chihuahua is spotting you fast and swift anyway when it runs after you. In the meantime, Scream eliminated with a Chihuahua move. Cryptic's the only one standing back on the side of A. And so, as left, right, and center players start to get on the site, it's getting a bit problematic for him. Link would still have his charge ready for use.
See, that the Jampy was a mistake. He didn't clear the angle, and someone was hiding here. The mistakes are there even in the match like this, VCT matches. The mistakes can be done by you. Just try to fix this.
But his poster
Don't you
no,
dare.
no.
Pauses.
Thank you very much. Thank
Earlier you saw Cryptic speak out from Jenny. Go back like 5-10 seconds. Yeah, a bit further. Yeah, okay. Here you see Cryptic knows people are rushing from trees and main, right? His mistake here was he did not wait for the breach to he didn't wait for Link to peek out to actually support him. He went out for a 1vx. He didn't even know how many people are going to peek him at the same time, and he didn't have any place to reposition himself, because people were coming from A main who was watching Jenny at the same time, and people from trees as well. So by doing that, he just limited his positions, and he couldn't even get traded out. That's a mistake you shouldn't make. You should play with your team. You should wait for your team to be able to refrag you, then you should go for a peek.
eliminated with a Chihuahua move. Cryptic's the only one standing back on the side of A.
The one, and he don't know anything. He has a frenzy. He has a close range gun. He has a good gun, but still he don't know anything about how many people must be there. He can't get a trade with his teammates, because see, you can see the breach is not even on the heaven right now, and he just peeked out. He's just given him the whole site for free now.
The problem over here
So,
again
as
is
le-
that I would feel that you should not do it at your rank. These are very high-level professional players. They're
Yeah.
trying.
The thing is, what we are showing in this match, just don't do the same things on your matches on the rank. Rank is too much different from the competitive plays. They play so slow. Competitive is so slow to play, but rank, everybody's just gonna rush out.
Yes, and over here we see Cryptics has bought the utility of only one tripwire and only one sniper cage, and traded that for a pistol, a better pistol instead of just the classic. Currently in the meta, classic is very powerful, and especially in the pistol round, I feel you should always get two trapwires to stop the aggression which happens every single time on a map like Ascent on towards the attacking side. So basically, you should try and have either head armor or classic to counter these high rush weapons.
Left, right, and center players start to get on the site. It's getting poster, otherwise you win stupid. That's risky. So as poster still tries.
Just see that. They don't care the angle. He's gonna kill. There's no
For use, but as poster waits.
Don't you
no,
dare.
no, thank you.
See, just he killed him. Now he got 4 bullets. Now
Thank you very much.
the person is coming to the cats. Now what he is just trapped. He is gone for the good now. Now what will he do?
Don't do it. Don't do stupid.
Now if he reloads, he have 3 bullets. Now if he reloads, it's done. Now but he tries to get the other's weapon, but that's not even possible. If he throws and didn't get the weapon, the person will stomp in and attack him. Now he just
Stupid moves,
threw the
'cause otherwise-
angle, but didn't get the other person's weapon. So he just picked his weapon and then rushed it. If he starts reload, the enemy will push. If he he will wait too much, enemy will push. So instead of staying here, he will push, so that he will slow down the enemy, and even if he may get the frag.
You win stupid prizes, and so as poster still tries to make it with the right click. Wow,
There
that's
he only
risky.
had one
I mean,
shot,
tell me what you want, but that
and
is damn.
At that point,
risky.
you can only hope that the
I
shot
think if he
just
reloads
lands.
anyway, he's gonna get pushed from a different angle. He slowed them down a little bit.
The team is gone now. The pistol round 2 versus 4 is now not possible. Now they will save. Now let's move on the next match. Next match, what do you think? What will the Liquid team do? They just lost it.
I think we don't really need to talk.
Fnatic is gonna buy. When you just win the first round, you should be gonna be on the full buying things. Buy everything you can. The full Spectre, full shields, Spectre. If you got Bulldog, you should go for the Bulldog, and don't save at all.
Too much about that.
in this game right now is a
Proper
meta of
sword.
posing every single time. So basically, if you want to win the round, you have to buy. There's no point in saying that I'll not buy. Maybe these other four teammates of me will buy, and we have a chance of winning the round. If you want to win the round, you have to buy. There's no point in just saving it.
Yeah. What you will do in the third round if you just lost the second round? The enemy team will have money. Some of your teammates will not have money. You don't have much money now. What will you do in the third round? You must get your momentum out in the first to get the win.
And Ascent
Yeah, so
being a map
basically you
recent-
should already have like in the second round against an anti basically you don't need to play an anti-eco in this game. We can buy guns like Bulldog, even light armor Phantoms, because the third round, as the winner of the first two rounds, there's basically a very low chance you're gonna win it. But since you already have bought good weapons in the previous half, in the previous round, you have a very a higher chance of winning the third round. On top of that, anyways, even if you buy a Spectre full armor instead of a Phantom light armor, in during if you won the first round, anyways you're going to save the third round. If you lose, you're going to save the next round. Doesn't really matter. So you
Just buy
basically
it
try
out.
and buy
The thing
as
is
much
buy
as you can in the
buy
second round.
as much. Don't get the gun instead of your abilities. Try to get the abilities too, because that will be the round changing things. But at least if you there's the thing that you can buy a better weapon in the place of just one ability. Then leave that ability and buy the weapon, because you have to strong it out. Now the other team has two options. They can go on the eco, or they can go on the anti-eco. They can come to push like a team and just destroy one or two or three persons of the enemy team to just get their eco down, or they can get on the eco. They can buy some guns and they play safe so that they can win even. There are two options for them, but this time the Liquids decided to go on the anti-eco.
run by Fnatic for Ascent 3.0. And obviously,
You can see the four people are there in the mid. One have something on the B, one presence on the A, but still they are gonna push from the mid so that they can get even a single or one or two frags will be better for them in this anti-eco situation.
it's time to see if once more Soulcast and Co. can rebuke the side of Fnatic with what they have done. I genuinely am at least happy that we have this Sentinel approach in form of Fnatic and Team Liquid, because I saw a few teams start this Sentinel-less Ascent. Looking at you, Big. I don't really think that is the best decision.
They just pushed out, but they got picked. That doesn't matter. This is an
This round at
anti-eco
least.
map.
An attempt to battle and brawl into
Don't need
mid.
to win this.
Well, actually, Magnum's going to catch the fade away from Scream. Not exactly going fantastically well. I will say I'm still a little bit sad that Mystic now plays Omen on this map instead of Viper. I loved his Viper setups on this map. It's something that I don't think there were many other players doing for ever really, and he was just someone that managed to make it work. Had some cool one-ways when it came to the B site, and just made it really difficult to push in, almost playing it as a Sentinel. But they've gone a little bit more, I guess, standard with their compositions. Link, though, any weapon in his hand, still going to be deadly. But they've left the A site completely open, and although they might be able to make this one a little bit more costly, ultimately the round is very likely going the way of Fnatic.
Caution here.
And I suppose to patiently it's taken a look and will not.
The thing is that they too have just the sheriff and they have the guns. They got the spike down. They have the side control. There's no way they can win. But the thing you should do in the second round is, if you in this situation, just try to get a pick. If you cannot get a pick, just die. That will be more beneficial to you than the saving this weapon. If you if you die with the enemy, you get an ultimate orb, and you get an eco better. If you save, you get 1900. If you die in this round and then you will get 2400 credits, more 500 credits.
Oh, wait, you get 1900 if you lose the first time,
round.
and if you save, you will get 1100.
Yeah, 1100 only. If you save this round, they will just go to 1100 each, and if they lose this round and get died also, then they will get 2400 each. Then they can buy easy weapons, so they're gonna die.
Have too much to do. And Ascent being a map which, well, obviously we previously called being an absolute excellent battlefield for Team Liquid. Remember Stage 2, how many teams they continuously beat on that map. It was insane. I mean, it was really getting to a point where you thought Liquid will never be beatable or hardly beatable over on this map with a perfect streak. But ever since things went downhill massively,
Player standing.
the loss against FPX, for example, recently
It's not gonna
is
fail.
showing that. But this is the present. This is where Liquid only needs a single map secured, and then they head on. Then they got their slot, and Fnatic would be out.
Death is it really doesn't. 3 players being dropped, the third one. So now we see them come in with rifles. No operator just yet for Yumpy. That's also another thing about this map that I'm missing.
Now they have the whole full armor and half armors, but all they got the weapons. But they are on the bonus round. Now in this point, if they win, they can continue on the momentum on their side. It's not like if they lose the first 2 rounds, they're gonna lose the whole half. It's not like that. In the third round, they all have the weapons. They have on the eco. If they win, they got the money, but they don't get that much money if they win this round. So it's better to just now it's gonna start like a new start. You can win this half by using your money now efficiently.
I loved the Scream Phoenix Yumpy Jet combo on this map. That was probably one of my favorite compositions of any team. And
Now see, everyone gone on the default. 3 people mid. Just see the mid control, how much mid control the attackers got. They just left the mid, and everything is under control of the team Fnatic. One person is lurking B, one person is lurking A, and 3 got mid. This much area is now in control of the Fnatic team. This is gonna be the game changer. This much area is there. The area give and take is the area thing is a give and take. If you get the area, you get a very good advantage. But if you lose the area, you also get one thing. You got a small area with concentrated teammates. That will be also beneficial. But area control is more better than this things.
sadly, it's gone now.
We're on the one way. Yumpy's playing, but yep, to his left-hand side. It's Magnum with the high ground. There you see the smile. Obviously, this is the way you get the frag with such a friendly face. But this is Corpus.
Okay.
Hold on. That one's looking way too clean. Didn't expect that. B main control goes to Scream. A lot of map presence that the Liquid side have now obtained. And they can rule it out. They should pretty much rule it out. A lot of pressure from Scream.
That looked like a free kill. Now they can.
Now this person in the side, he knows he's gonna be striked by a whole 4 teammates. Now he knows somebody is on the mid cat. His work is just to stop the push a little bit so that his teammate can rotate to help him. He knows somebody must be on the B lane because the Jampy was killed by a KJ, so somebody will be pushing there. So he will stop that.
Gonna have a player actually waiting and watching to try and catch from behind to stop Scream, although it's the classic corner. Link as well, stunning up the backline, still has flashes to try and bait them back, and he's holding the line. A second kill for him already. Scream will deal with Doma, and now it's left all onto Boaster. The IGL to try and clutch this one. Well, he knows where Solcas is. That might not matter. It's the remaining 2 players coming in behind, and Solcas will finish the job. Liquid onto the board. 3 players survive.
That's the thing
Come
that
on now.
everyone talks about the game sense. Like when you saw that Breach used his the concussion line, he knew somebody was there, so he had to roll back his internal clock to where like Omen had died and how the KJ would have moved. If there were any errors in predicting the simulation of how, where, and when the KJ would have arrived, any miscalculation, it would have resulted in a loss.
We see what's left for Fnatic to invest back in with, because as I said, the last couple of rounds were fairly expensive.
They were fairly expensive indeed. And, well, there you go again. Thank you very much. This is a brilliant fault line. Ever since, I mean, I'm so happy that Breach is back into play with Patch 3.0 because he hardly has been played. I mean, he's that vanilla agent. Ryan called the vanilla map, vanilla lineups, vanilla composition. But it's still one of my absolute favorites ever since. He's that big, well-bearded Swedish man who
What are
can
you
do it all.
saying? What, the big and well-bearded. That was what you went for.
Yeah, I mean, he has a big, he has a lot of.
Thing is, he should not push like this. He knows he's gonna smoke, so they will be rushing this, and somebody will be holding this angle. He should not be pushed here. The Scream did a massive mistake here. He just gave the catwalk control to them. He just gave the whole mid control to them, and the match can be.
I was trying to
gone
make a
against
story
Hello, my
about
kind
this.
friend. You're looking very well bearded this evening.
That was probably one of those sessions that Ryan is gonna make fun of any second soon. I hate you, Tom. I really hate you. Either way, getting away from that. What a great kind of game. Fnatic, oh well, I'm going back to actual. Are taking a good bit of control over on the A side as Yumpy is trying to take down Poster desperately. It's Domo takes a bit of short control but can't work off of his little guiding lights. Spike's gonna be down on the ground, Tom, but Liquid just go for the safe immediately. The reasonable choice.
They're gonna
Yeah,
save.
solid entries
No.
once again, denying any aggression that came out from Liquid.
Oh, well. I got to say, it's one of those games, you know, I would really like to say that there was something where I could say, oh yeah, Fnatic could take a proper lead. Oh yeah, Fnatic could definitely go for a proper victory here in the long run. But let's be real, Tom, how goddamn often did we see those things turn around easily? Well, as they stand in front of the gates of B-Link, their push towards mid could be inevitable, but first of all, a bit of control over short is what they'll try to obtain. Then, maybe, it's a bit more mid control they want to have.
I've got your trail.
Opportunity, but realistically, it's going to be Soulcast to open. Our HUD's had a little bit of a hissy fit and given up on us, which definitely makes things a bit more confusing, but luckily, there's been too many deaths so far. A weapon to be retrieved, but Yumpy's not going to get away with it.
There you
Mystic left on the lurk to sneak in from behind and now gives back the man advantage. Solid flash, but it isn't going to be enough. Doma keeps the angle safe. Well, Boaster. Oh, this is a bit of an awkward corner now for Soulcast to be in. He's going to take a hell of a lot of damage on the way out, and Dome is still going. Just popping heads as he does.
Easy peasy. As he plucks that off. No real chance left for Soulcast. And obviously this game so far, ample 4-1 lead against Team Liquid there. On Binds, well, I don't really need to tell you what happened there. You saw it yourself just a few seconds ago. It is amazing to watch what the Liquid side has been doing so far, because to be honest, to be really honest with you, it's amazing to see how strong they have developed in situations where they've been absolutely down, Split being the best example there. And this means the mental fortitude of both parties is exceptional, and this makes I think this is one of the reasons why we saw that this best of 5 is so goddamn tight.
Yeah, I think for Liquid as well,
So what we saw
like being
there
a map
that
to the
round
good.
was an amazing lurk by Mystic. The bit of Fnatic.
Like, sure,
Basically held on to he held on an A flank, A main push. Well, his entire team rotated towards B to push, and while Team Liquid was rotating from A short towards mid market, he was able to get a clean pick, and thus it basically won them the round for.
He was
Fnatic.
waiting here for the person to be in the mid. They're gonna retreat the weapon because they don't have a weapon. They know that they don't have eco to get a weapon, but they can take the enemy's weapon. So he was waiting there. One person who's gonna take the weapon, he's gonna kill him. Easy.
they're not going to want to let that slip away, but it gives you a little bit more wiggle room. The opposing side of that, though, for Fnatic is it's almost weird. I feel like they need to be on like a last life. Like the second this team gets to the point where it's like, if you lose this, you're out. It just seems like there's another gear, another level, a step up that they take every single time. And, well, not many teams have been able to stop them in that regard. Early paranoia used to force back one player, but it'd be a fairly big risk trying to run through those cages. And the fact is they don't need to. They've got themselves the lockdown, something that can't really be denied. Scream is actually going to be able to stick it a little bit longer with the dash available to him. And hey, taking out Durka, well, it's no easy fate.
They have used the alt position that I taught you over the boxes. So it basically gave it gave them the entire side for free. And but through amazing work of Scream, they're able to get a pick on Durka.
No easy pick.
Dash out. So let's see whose side this round goes to.
Was primarily denied any further movement towards the B side, but now is
But the thing is, everybody was not on the side. When the person was on the side, but they don't plant because they need the picks. The 5 versus 3, the retake will be so easy. So that there's no point of planting right now. They're doing the right thing. They lose the match, but they do the right thing. The luck is not with their side on this time. That's it.
The Seekers are clearing the way. They definitely will go closer to the mud. Mystic waits back in the corner. Can he swing at the right time? On 1, indeed. On 2, not possible. And suddenly Magnum and the boys, they gotta find a way to prevail. He knows and seemingly is aware that someone is over on the left-hand side, but nope. Even his awareness can't help. Fnatic on the 4th, that might be great, but Liquid show once more a sign of life.
Yeah, a really good hold from them there. It screams aggression initially, then the retake as a group, making things really awkward. Not even a plant coming down for Fnatic in the end. So Liquid, once they get the weaponry back into play, going to put themselves in an advantage. Link again is off to a flying start. He's definitely made a huge name for himself.
Okay, now that they've lost this round, their Fnatic is trying to go for the normal standard split push that they did the last time.
One person gonna hold the B main, one mid top, or the 2. This time 2 be A lane because they think they can get a pick over there and they can take the side control there to fake even. They can even fake that area. And 2 person is going to mid so easy. They don't even have a single person on the mid. They are giving away the mid control. This is a brutal mistake you can make on even in the ranked game of yours.
Especially when this team initially, firstly looked like it was just going to be Screaming team, then Yumpy came in and everybody got excited about that, but I feel like it's the other pieces of Liquid that have truly made this team.
Can I pause for a second?
Get out of my way.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically, can you rewind 5 seconds? Yeah, as you can see over here, both the teams don't have enough economy. They won't be able to, if they lose the round, they won't be able to buy next round, right? So basically, what Liquid have over the here have done is they given an operator to Yampy to basically secure them the round, to basically have that aggression because the operator is so busted on this map. It gives them such an advantage that it is basically impossible to hold mid or attack a site in which the operator plays.
Excited about that, but I feel like it's the other pieces of Liquid that have truly made this team one to be feared. Again, we're going to see the Tiger thrown in at this B side. They may think that that's forced back screen, but he's actually going to play still inside this aggressive position. Now, there is weaponry on the side of Fnatic as well, so if he loses this duel, it'll be a bit of a problem. And I think he expects Doma to be in the corner still, so just sat patiently waiting.
He is. But look, at the same time, his Stubble is waiting somewhere close to top mid. Durka has taken a lot of room already. Seems like Yumpy's aware that one player might just dash close to him any second soon. But this is the calm before the storm, and Fnatic haven't fully decided yet where to go.
The thing is, everybody in the rank just rushes in. They think they're having a very low time. But you can see there's only 50 seconds left. They took more than one half of the time, but they didn't do anything. There's nothing happened at all on any side. So you can play for the time. Time is too much for you. Play with it.
No, I think they're expecting aggression. Now, it's getting to the point where Scream, there's no way he still expects someone to be in this corner. Because it's been so long, why would anybody sit there for a full minute? And while Doma almost manages to make it work, but holding onto the dash allows him an easy escape, and now what might have been their early plan to get a free kill actually comes back to bite them. 30 seconds left on the clock. Doma has the spike as well, so he has to go running, and he's going to get dropped! Now, there is a trade available. That's at least one player gone, but they have to run back, and Scream is now looking to watch onto the cross. They've been able to just about escape, but there's repositions from the remaining players on A, trying to get more aggressive to drop the spike.
The thing is, right there, you saw Screamers probably communicating. They're pushing up mid, they're pushing up something like short, but suddenly they move backwards. Cryptix, though, is holding it perfectly, and then he's the last soldier to be the guard of the site. The third frag secured. My goodness. Cryptix is feeling it. We saw him having somewhat of a lackluster split, for example, which is also due to his positioning, which is not his fault, but now he seems to chime in. 5 frags.
The thing is, they got the information. They got the information that they are pushing. That's it. If they you need the information. That's why you need the map
That
control.
that one play can win you the entire game. That one round can be the difference in between you losing and winning. So basically, through their info, they're able to hold it. And also, Fnatic, their mistake was to hold on so long, to run out the clock for so long that they had to plant. Basically, lost one player in the fight on A side.
Over the course of 7 rounds, fair play, and definitely what you want to see. You don't want to see any player having this somewhat unfortunate and saddening feeling of not having impact in the game, because that's so crucial. You want everybody hyped, and as they are pretty much in a bootcamp situation here, Liquid, the best way to do it.
Yeah, I think this round as well, though, it almost comes as a little bit of a slip up to Fnatic. Like, I don't like the solo player being the last one having the spike. Like, there was so many things that could go wrong. He didn't see him with the Tiger. That's the only way that makes any sense. Because to swing and not check that upper angle, you are assuming that is completely clear. So, I speak of mistakes on one side. I think that's a bit of an oversight on the other. And Solcast can't really fight that. In fact, he's going to get ulted out. He's going to go and try and fight them.
The thing is, he is right on that point. That he should be going to fight them. Because they're going to storm it. He have a blind. His location is revealed. Nobody is in the site. He needs to slow down the push. He has no option to slow down the push. So he thinks he can go and take 1-2 frag that will slow down the push so heavily. So he just rushed down. But unfortunately he got also triggered out. Yeah,
He's just like, alright, you want to go? Well, I know you're not going to ult your teammate, so I'll just try and run into your face.
Definitely the case, and Magnum is coming in with important frags previously also, and Reykjavik proved how good of a clutch player he is, and this time it's just pure aim that he's flexing with. The man who was the hero previously most likely won't stand a chance if Cryptix considers going down here. Good luck, have fun, mate. But the guys off Fnatic are very eager to take you down. Plywood is not good.
They're gonna just save, or just try to get some exit picks.
The question I'm asking yourself is at what point Liquid will take a little timeout, because you don't want to see your opponent running away with that, convincingly getting rounds again and again. And it's not in a way where I would say Fnatic are playing over-aggressive Valorant where they surprise teams. I mean, it's basically they play the same baseline ever since. I wouldn't say that too much has changed over on this Ascent so far in those 8 rounds we saw.
Yeah, it's been a lot of default rounds. I think there's been a few slip-ups here and there, but ultimately the opposing side has done well to capitalize on it. Bladestorm popped for Scream, and the rest of the team are going to be able to come to Blue Light. As I said, that push from Link wouldn't have made any sense if they didn't have the finances. In this spot, absolutely fine. Both players are going to miss their initial shots. And in fact, after showing on one side of the map, seems Fnatic want to try and take pressure elsewhere. Now, they've already spotted Yumpy's position, but in fact, he's just going to, from the shadows out of there, can take a huge amount of risks and then just fall back as if nothing happened.
And the question is, will they expect...
The thing is, they seen somebody was there on the mid, Omen saw that. So they all came here. If they got this pick, they got the, again they got the mid control. They don't have the mid control in this round because they don't get any investment in the mid. So, if they seen that, if they all constructed here and then get the pick, the round will be win the favor of the Fnatic. The thing is, he repositioned, so they have to reconsider the map from the square one. Now they all gone things to go on the B side for a full attack.
Expect that. That's the next one. In the meantime, if they find a way to support Doma to get that orb, they'd still have the Seekers ready. The perfect tool to enter a site, basically.
Yeah, they've got a decent amount.
So Fnatic wasn't
Potentially gonna
peeking
try
through
and
that Omen smoke because it is what is called a one-way. So
from the shadows
you go
to
through that,
teleport.
the enemy will see you without you seeing them.
Yeah, you have to respect the one way, and you have the time. You can see.
But the fact is, there's a pretty damn solid read, and Scream is playing so close that I assume this will just be a right-click knife and dash. He's in the perfect place to stop them here.
He's looking for it. There they come. He's whiffing it, and he's down to the pistol, isn't he? Yep, that's only the classic for him. Link is there to support to at least slow them down a little bit. Mystic comes in. The players are now swarming onto the side, and as Scream waits, they find one after another. It's Frenberg the classic. He wants more. He is hungry. And once more, it's no classic frags for you, Scream. Boaster can do the same. He knows how to use that mouse, but at the same time, the spike is on the ground.
The chaos. They just took the help of the chaos. The 30 second was there. The pressure was on the attacker's team, but still, they can't go on the. They cannot leave the site A free. They have to be 2 players on the site A or mid or somewhere else. The maximum can be only 3 players here. 5 men stocks, dump out all the abilities, and just get the side and get the plant. Easy.
The moment more than 3 abilities are used at once, every kind of setup you ever had, it will just fall into chaos, and it will all be decided in what happens in the heat of the moment.
Yeah.
Perfectly done here by Fnatic. Chaos descended over on the side of B, but they succeed at the end of the day.
I stand by the fact that we had sort of this back and forth on Twitter. Like, Mini is going to have the greatest health insurance in the universe, because the rounds that Fnatic are winning are so damn stressful. Like, they're coming down to the wire, seconds left on the clock each time, late executions that... there's an extra knife that connects, an extra pistol shot goes wrong and they lose it and run out of time. Like, you could see how desperate Liquid were to try and get back into that site, because they started planting at about 6-7 seconds. Like, you drop that and the round is over. So ridiculously close. Like, Mystic TPs to the back of the site. I'm surprised he actually sticks that in the end and doesn't just cancel it after his teammates are not yet through. But yeah, it comes down to the wire. But Fnatic get it through, get themselves a 6th round on the attacking half, which really isn't bad for them whatsoever.
Yeah.
And you can tell how unusual it is to see the Bucky in play at the moment, considering how much it screws up the UI. Like, it is over the UI. That, like, even the look at the operator on the other side, fits perfectly. The Bucky, absolutely screwed.
True. I mean, I imagine at this point in time, it's just basically so unusual that they have to manually put a JPEG
No one noticed
or
it
PNG.
before.
Yeah, they have to manually. The poor video producer has to put a PNG in and sends the thing flying at the end. That would be great.
Should ask Fnatic if they've got one with like Boaster standing behind it, like pointing or something.
I think there's probably a terabyte full of pictures of Boaster on the Fnatic cloud.
Again, just see the chaos level. Seekers, the blind, the smokes, the concussion, everything they have, they invested in there to get the sites.
In the meantime, Dirk is
Still,
moving.
there's one person holding a flank. Somebody flanks here or somebody gets from the mid, they're gonna pick it up.
In, and as those little Seekers lead the way, Cryptix is in there. Oh, nope. That is not a ran from Loafer coming towards us. No chance for the little Bucky.
Yeah, it's a gun I'm not expecting to get kills anymore. It
Nope.
kind of sucks. Been nerfed into the ground. At least, again, doing a little bit of damage here and there. Boaster now stepping up as an
Okay, so you
operator
saw
player, it
Sova
seems.
use that recon dart, right? Just a few seconds ago. So he saw on the map that Killjoy was about to engage with Jet and Breach at the same time. So he assisted. Tried to assist using information by giving information through that recon dart.
He just helped his teammate so that he's gonna pick the mid, so he gives him a recon so that he can peek easily. He knows if there is somebody or not.
A little bit of damage here and there. Boaster now stepping up as an operator player, it seems. Not something I was expecting to say today. We've seen Angel do it in the past. Link is still making this very close. He has his ultimate, and he's used it on Yumpy.
But he's still got the right kind of weapon for this. Look, I mean, this is the perfect one-tap weapon anyway. And they get closer and closer. Suddenly, they start to break through the defense. No way that this works. Link's coming by, but he can't make it work. It's the Omen of Fnatic side that sent this man to hell. And Fnatic with the 7 finally look like they are really properly in the driver's seat for a map once in a while. Who could have guessed?
Yeah, it's still like you'll say in the driver's seat. I'd say that they're like clinging on in most of these rounds. Like, this never should have been anywhere near as close, and it's one of those maps that you watch And like, if you go on VLR or the Spike or run it back or whatever afterwards, and you're having a look and you're going, 7-3, Fnatic, easy. No, it's not been. It's been anything but. There have been so many rounds that Liquid could have won that. I don't think that was intended by Solcas. He did technically get information, but he was also blind.
That's an absolute down.
That's it. He just saw the 3 players on with his wolf. So they have the information. The 3 or 4 players are there on the B main. So they lost the map control. They have the information that most of the players are here. Now they can move on the taking the map control or getting rotation back to the side.
One side, I would say,
The
if you want to gain
information is
information
so
you're blind,
important.
this is really, it's usually not what you're looking for. In my opinion. I don't know. I'm not a
They're
professional.
gonna go back for this. Man has no fear.
No.
But again, they're going to fall back. Now, Link has started to get a little bit more aggressive. He's having a decent game. Individually, for sure, he's been earning that ultimate a little bit sooner than opponents might have expected. The Seekers are also garner information that they're at least pressuring into mid, but it's still quite passive from the remaining players. Doma is also going to catch the aggression of Scream, and just before the stun comes through, Soulcast falls as well. Cryptix needs to pull something off here, but he's being sectioned off by the utility. But they have actually been denied at least for...
Wait, can you repeat?
Yeah, I was saying that there is an amazing play by Doma.
Yeah.
He pushed in market and got the kill on the stairs. Now, people from B main can easily push in because there's one less player to deal with on B side.
Yes.
For a second, and he does actually still have a cam.
Yeah, he does. At the same time, I have to say this was brilliant. You know, it's a classic default composition. You can't always highlight it, but at the same time, the way they take the control over CT is brilliant. Yampi is not expecting what's happening towards middle, and therefore, Link and Cryptix carry their weapons home, put a blanket on them, put them to sleep, waking up next morning. Round number... Valid point,
they
because
got
right
both.
now...
They got...
It's not like they have a life insurance. They already have signed, okay, we're going to get round number 4. There's no rolling thunder. We have the neural theft, okay, nice and great. But other than that, I didn't witness anything that they could activate easily at this point.
Yeah, I think the other issue as well is, like, most of the time when we see repeat executions on Ascent, it's going to be on that A site. I think it's normally the site that teams find easier to take. I think the B side from Liquid has looked pretty weak in this map. Like, the Cryptix has been struggling a lot of the time to deny them. A lot of the time they've had to try and either play heavily aggressive or just go for a straight up retake. And most of their aggressive pushes have been shut down so far. I can think of maybe one where that spike was dropped in mid by Doma, and a lot of that revolved around Yumpy's operator. So I don't think they've had a counter to what has been this like mid-B split in most rounds. And sure, some of the retakes were close, but it's only really been retakes. Like, they've not had like a solid hold throughout the half thus far. Now, we're going to see the early clear of a lot of these corners. Magnum just making sure that there's not going to be any aggression. Yumpy's actually just going to go straight out. The fact he gets a kill there is surprising. And the information he's managed to gather up is huge. But there is still going to be a lockdown put into place. And, well, they could survive at the back of the site. They could try and fight this one. And that's actually what they're going to do.
They very much do so, but look... No way! Mystic's actually not hitting that, and as the players are getting closer to that lockdown radius, they still have all that confidence. Dirk cannot easily enter the site. Boaster's on his own, and that 4th round seems to be granted. Boaster better get out of there. He still knows where Cryptix is. A flick to the right-hand side would work brilliantly, but it seems like they will swing simultaneously any second soon. Too much round, you cannot gain. Too much room, which they'll not let you have. As though those are decent darts. Finds one. Okay, we're getting there, but not fast enough.
Yeah, a lot of the time we see these executions involving from the shadows. I think that's twice now that Mystic has just been owned both times he's attempted to do it. It's not been great. He's top of the board still, so it almost seems like the majority of his deaths have almost come from the shadows. I do question, and maybe we should have seen like somebody in there with him. I think that's been the issue each time. We saw it on B as well, where he's in the back of the site, he's teleported in, and the rest of the team is still held back by somebody else. So I think either they need to delay it a little bit, or they just need to be a little bit quicker taking control. But 8-4. very solid half, especially considering that we were looking at a 4-3 at one point. Like, they managed to turn that into a fairly dominant half with some decent B takes. Now let's see if they can do it on the defense, because, well, we know that with Scream back on this Jet, it's going to be a little bit tougher to stop him dashing into those sites.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the next Valoranting episode where Mitch is going to go 2 minutes straight ham on how Scream is finally not playing KO anymore. In the meantime, that thing doesn't matter. The setup over on the side of Ace.
So much damage.
Yep, that's a lot. Look, 1942, this is easy. This seems to be just the meat grinder right now, created by Fnatic. The players of Team Liquid might have conquered the site, but not much more than that.
Well, Durka may be questioning whether or not to break that trip, but after being spotted, he's actually going to go rotating all the way.
Have you seen this blind where the team helped him? His team helped him to get in the site, to retake. This is how you can play the game. This is how you should play the game. Just play as a team.
Back. That's a perfect paranoia. One left completely blind, but they're still trading man for man at least. And somehow, Yumpy's brought it back into a winnable position. Cryptics with another. It's left all on to Big Daddy Durka, though, trying to turn the tide once again. It is down to the 1v1. Both players tagged up. The smoke almost...
I think his Jumpy thought if he smoked it out, so he should have to be getting in a wide peak to get him. Because he both are on a low HP. But instead, he just gave him an advantage. He will sit down and just defuse at the spike.
Just used to try and bait him in. This has actually helped him out. He's just going to defuse it. He's just going to stick it all the way. Yuppie's almost just handed him the round. What?
Okay, so with that smoke, he did expect to get a pick through the smoke, but the positioning was a little bit off. He was trying to get a pick from the Jenny itself, but the actual defuse was from beside Dice.
Yeah.
Like, I was genuinely thinking, what was the thought process behind that? I mean, surely...
He knows if he peeks that to wide, I will say and just stick it all the way, but you're up against Durka, and you should know that he does.
I mean, it was somewhat gifted that his opponent blocked his own vision on the spike. Let's put it that way. That's the only thing where we could probably argue for hours, but at the same time, not in the brain of the player, so I'm more than sure there was an astute thinking behind this. Well, a bit of a spot-off bother Team Liquid got themselves in, and with such a round being basically pulverized, 10th, and the double digits seem to be on the road, easily being obtained by Fnatic, but never say never, as Justin Bieber told us.
A big fan, are you? That would be the least, out of all the things for you, that'd be the least surprising thing, I think, ever. Other than the fact if you was to say you like cars.
Dude, I hate cars.
Knew it. So clip that. Someone clip that. Zesh hates cars. Anybody wondering? Zesh hates cars.
I really hate. Don't drive a car because I like it. Hate cars. But well, talking about hating cars, seems like they might just fire on all cylinders to get on that side, but nope. Seems like there's some misfiring happening, leading only to Scream. With a share of it had, sure.
You could say they've stalled.
They've stalled, absolutely. It seems like they might just keep on stalling there. Well. Let's put it that way, Tom. They crashed, and I'm not quite sure into what, but they were pressing the throttle a little too hard, didn't find the brakes.
They went over the speed limit, and they've been caught by the camera. And that's not gone amazingly well. Now, I wonder if Scream actually hurt...
They use the jet cloud burst to just avoid the recon. Just don't break it, just smoke it out. That's it.
At Magnum dropping into that corner. He's going to avoid the scan by going inside his own cloud burst. And actually, Fnatic are looking to get a little bit aggressive. They've been spotted, though. Just opting to escape. Live to fight another day.
We just wait for anyone to push her on heaven. It's there. Doma does exactly that mistake, but oh goodness gracious, with the mini operator, he just gets beheaded. Fnatic are waiting for Liquid to finally make a proper push, but it seems like they changed direction. The GPS tells them to go rather over short or mid. This is the question. Could still decide, and mid they go. But there was an alarm bot waiting for them, Tom, which is now leading into a fake. I was being pretty much bamboozled at that point myself. Over short they go. 20 more seconds to finally make a move.
This is a good fake.
This is a really good... Boaster's calling it. But Magnum knows. They know. They have realized, Tom.
Yeah, but in the meantime, deep control's been taken. Link already going to execute one on the side, but Durka might just do it! Only seconds left for them to grab the spike. I think he's just got it.
Maybe
within the last second. It's going to be incredibly close and he will get it down. 0.2 to get that planted. But now it's left onto Boaster. A 1 versus 1. Facing off against Scream. So many angles for Scream to try and check. Is he going to expect him? He will now. A chance to close this out, but 30 HP is all he has remaining. The dart even going to keep his position known. The shock dart could finish him, but he lands the hit.
They just keep calm, like Liquid. Screams Liquid. He's the best player in the game who is the most headshot person. Like, keep calm. If you have lost the health, just keep calm. You can do it. Just wait for the right moment.
Shot! It is Scream to keep them alive in their buy round. It's not one they'll be too happy about with how many players were lost, but it keeps them in the map.
Let's put it that way, calm and collected. This is exactly the way Scream know. 1 HP, 30, 100, 150, it doesn't matter what the bar on the left-hand side says. The man is always on point. This, though, from Dirk nearly made it possible. 10-5. And now, well, I welcome you back to the vibe we had over on Split. You remember that? Well, it wasn't 11-4 for Fnatic there. It got closer than we ever needed it to see. Let's see if this door with the window of opportunity is starting to open.
Oh, this is both Jets playing a hyper-aggressive round. Magnum sneaks through the smoke. He knows any delay could give an opportunity for Dirk. He has to try and dash up here, but Cryptix just snaps him out of the sky. Mystic, the only one remaining. And although there's so many low players on the other side, 1 versus 4? Surely not.
They're gonna save it. 1v4 must not be done. You have to save the weapon. You can buy a weapon to your team if you're saving, plus you have your own weapon.
Waiting for anyone to just missed.
So saving has no point if you're doing it when you have a sheriff or something.
Yeah, just
But
save a
it
weapon.
makes total sense if you have a phantom. If you have a phantom, a vandal, or even an operator, then if you save, if you just go and save, you won't lose any credits.
Way with that, especially considering the exit of the B site is you're pretty close to where the spike goes off. They'd have to have for some reason run very far away or almost have been hunting him down, and considering the position that Liquid are in, no risks taken. A good fast take from them as well. I like the pace change, especially the fact that Durka basically runs all the way, go for an operator if they must Harry out of there. This fight is not worth it.
Of the story.
Yeah, they haven't fully invested into this round, so there is an argument just to try and make this one as costly as possible, but I do think Mystic was a little bit low on cash because he obviously saved them.
I guess we have told you everything about the things we want to show you about the match. There's nothing much left.
His Seekers to at least give them an extra little bit of information. Actually, looks to try and go through spawn. They've also thrown in the Rolling Thunder, which will clear out the site at least for now, but it seemed like Fnatic were ready for both of these ults. They have dodged both.
Soulcast just waiting. Right timing here onto Dirk. The spike, obviously on the A site. We usually see them getting there around when 45 or 50 seconds have passed, so pretty much on average here. And now Liquid, it's all man equalized again. Same amount of soldiers on the battlefield, and all with the same motivation. Fnatic could get themselves to number 11, get closer to the well and so important needed victory, but now they chime in. First player goes in, yep, he goes through, he doesn't feel it, but he's suddenly out of bullets. How does he get away with that reload? Magnum is chiming in, there's still an operator in the form of Yumpy, and they just might all run into that meat grinder. But Cryptix knows he gotta do something about it. He's gonna stick it, and Doma's gonna bring it home. Goodness gracious, it seemed close, but all under control at the end.
The thing is, they just both go hell. So they just smoked it and they can defuse it. You have teammates. If they are holding the hell, you can just go on take them out, or just keep them there on their places and defuse it.
The Boaster might be a little stressed, but it's all looking like we get map number 5 for ourselves.
There was so much in that. Like, firstly, you had the push from Magnum. That was just a timing-based peak. He goes through just before the aftershock, and I think they'd also utilized the paranoia, so they didn't want that ability to go to waste. So he just takes the initiative, and it's a risky play. I think also the reason he survives, by the way, is because he gets flashed by Doma, but the same flash actually blinds his opponent. So neither of them could see as they were taking that fight, and it allows him to last a little bit longer. And Doma, well, 3 kills on that retake. Might have just given them what they need to get that map over the line. Now, it is still going to be an investment, don't get me wrong. And Durka, he's got his operator once again, roaming the map. Such an aggressive stance from him. They're waiting for him. No, what
no
is
way,
that flick?
No way.
You can't even see his crosshair meet his opponent, but he still manages to find the kill.
This is usually a sniper. This is usually an operator kill he doesn't make. He doesn't go that far necessarily. He goes far,
the
but
power
that
of
far,
an operator,
a bit of
high
an unusual
sensitivity
stance. But I
controls,
love to see it. This is giving them a slight
just
advantage. 11 to
lightning fast
7
reflexes.
can turn
reclaiming
into
tree.
match point any second soon.
Oh no, the counter paranoia. They've all been scanned. Every single player has just been spotted, and that gives Doma almost the initiative to try and make a bit of a play back into the A site. They wanted to try and turn the tide, even things up a little bit before getting the spike down, but for Liquid, it has to now be done in the afterplants. Utility, not going to be in the greatest spots, and the reason they wanted to reclaim tree is because they spotted the lockdown. They knew that this would eventually be put into place, and without tree control, they now have to leave the site. This gives all the space back over to Fnatic, and Liquid have to try and fight back in. Magnum already looking to shut them down. Scream onto just 10 HP, and they're running for the hills. They're leaving this one. It's going to be 12 for Fnatic.
This is what they were looking for, and you see right there the Killjoy ult, the lockdown is hitting the...
I guess we are gonna close the workshop for the today. I hope you all learned about the map Ascent and the Valorant game itself, how to play it with the team composition and all. We tried our best to give you all the mindsets and the rollouts and setups you all needed to get in the place to win the rounds. I hope you win your ranked matches. Thank you. Bye.